welcome. My name is Lauren, and today we are continuing the Color With Me series that I began in my previous video. We're working on the Rainy Day Frog page from Daydreams by Hanna Karlzon, and the pencils we need today are these ones. So we are going to be needing Earth Green from Polychromos, 054 from Castle Arts, which is Juniper Green in Polychromos, 111 from Castle Arts, which is Light Green from Polychromos, and 007 Castle Arts, which is Dark Naples Yellow Polychromos. And we'll also be using the Prismacolor White, or if you prefer, you can also use the Polychromos Ivory. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so in the last video, I colored the mushroom cap, and then off camera, I colored the rest of the mushrooms with the same colors that are mentioned in the previous video. And I also colored the mushroom stalks, which are also known as stipes. And the colors that I used for that are Cream Rose from the Pastel Tints, 068 or Espresso from the Prismacolors, 120, which is Warm Grey 2, Saffron, which is Sand from Prismacolors, and Ivory from the Polychromos. Okay, so I colored those off screen, and today we're going to start coloring some of these leaves, as I said. Okay, so let me zoom in. Okay, so let's color this one. Okay, so we start with Earth Green from the Polychromos. Okay, and we color from the bottom upwards. Okay, with light pressure, because we want to layer. And in this section, which is underneath this leaf from this flower, or petal, we color in with slightly heavier pressure because we're going to create a shadow. And then here up at the top, our lightest pressure, because this is where the sun is going to be shining from. Okay, so again, underneath the petal, slightly darker. And here at the top, lighter pressure. And we can go a little bit heavier here on the side, because this is the side furthest from the light source. Okay. Right. Our next color is 054. Oops. 054 or Juniper Green if you're keeping with the Polychromos. And we start on the side. Again. Darker, a little bit heavier pressure there. We can go around this petal. Around, do some flicking motions there. Okay, and I'm going back in with the Earth Green to blend it out. Slightly heavier pressure. Okay. Our next color is 111 or light green from the Polychromos set. over. And you leave a highlight. Okay, I actually think we need more of a shadow there as well. So we're going to use dark indigo. I have to get out of my trusty pouch. Okay, so dark indigo for the shadow area. As I said in my previous video, I like to use dark indigo for shadows. It's a color that works so well with numerous other colors. So here as well, under the leaf, the petal, sorry. And you can flick and blend it out some more with the 054. Okay. So as I said in my previous video as well, I am a layerer, as you can see. I work with light layers, medium layers, darker, harder layers to get my overall effect. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the Prismacolor white. Make sure that it's clean. I still have some purple residue from the previous coloring. And you have to make sure that it's clean so you don't get any transfer of color from the previous items that you were coloring. Okay. Okay, as you can see, I lost some color, so I put it back in. You can, when you work in layers, as I said in my previous video, when you work in layers, you can always put color back in. Oh, we're getting such a nice muted green there. Okay, now if you like that, then you can leave it as is, or you can add in a bit of 007 or dark Naples yellow, just to give it a hint of yellow. It adds some nice contrast. Right, that's it. Okay, so let's move on to this one. Okay, so again, we start off with green earth green. Okay, slightly heavier pressure in the shadow areas, and then lighter pressure. Okay, now on this leaf, this bottom part is further away from the light source. So this is where we're going to put our shadow, and then the highlight is going to be on this side. Okay, so we leave the highlight area light for now. Okay, our next color is 054 or juniper green, if you're sticking with the Polychromos. And again, we use slightly darker pressure in the shadow area by this leaf, and you can flick a bit. Okay. Okay, again, here we have shadow under this leaf, and then around this bit. Okay, again, we blend with earth green. Light layers, light pressure. Okay, right. Then we have our 111 light green. Okay, we leave our highlight. Always remind yourself to leave the highlight. I mean, you can always put a highlight back in with a white acrylic pen, but I found that it never comes back exactly the way I like it. So try to leave your highlight. 054, darken up our shadows. Okay. Dark indigo for the deepest shadows. Around the petals. Underneath this petal. If you put in shadows, then it makes it look like this flower is in front of this leaf. Okay. Blend with 054 or juniper green in the Polychromos. Okay, and then blend with Prisma White. As I said, you could also use ivory for this. If you put ivory, then you'll get a more of a yellow tint. Keep in mind that I've also added in the dark Naples yellow, so that's where I'm getting my yellow tint from. But if you don't want to add the dark Naples yellow, then ivory is perfect. Okay, I lost some of my color, so I'm putting it back in. Okay, and then right. So I just keep layering lightly with my pencils until I get the look that I'm interested in. Okay, I think I like that. Okay, yeah. Right, let's move that up a bit. Okay, let's do these little ones. Okay, so again, the light source is, I said that I wanted my light source coming from here. So if we see that, we see that this area of this leaf is highlighted, okay? So I'm going to, again, put my color on the bottom. This is earth green. Okay, and I'm leaving my highlight over there. Let's do this one as well. Okay, so again, if I have my light source, I can see that it's going to hit the top of this leaf because this petal is covering this leaf, so I'm going to have shadow here. So my highlight is going to be the top of that petal. Sometimes it doesn't really matter where you put the highlight, as long as you have a highlight. Okay, and here the light source is coming from there, so the highlight is going to be over here. And of course, this petal is on top of this leaf. Okay, right. Now I have my 054. And as you can see, I use circular motions to fill in the tooth of the paper. Okay. Sometimes I use flicking motions as well, especially on leaves, because leaves can get like a liney texture to them sometimes. Okay. Oh, I just realized I'm missing this area. Okay. Right shadow under this leaf, and of course I blend with earth green. Okay, so here I see that I have not left as much of a highlight as I would like, so I get my trusty eraser pen and just lightly erase. And as you can see, because I used very light layers, erasing is not a problem. Okay, let's blend. Okay. Now it's light green, or 111 in the Castle Art set. Okay. Make sure to leave the highlight. Okay, and I'm going back in with a 054 to darken it up a bit more. I'm not sure if you can hear the noise in the background. My neighbors are playing soccer or football. So if you hear kids shouting, that's what it is. They're playing with the soccer ball. Okay, so slowly but surely I'm building up the color to how I want it. Okay. So if you want light pressure, the easiest way to get light pressure on a pencil is to hold the pencil further back from the point, and that will make it easier to get lighter pressure. And then if you want harder pressure, you just move your fingers down towards the tip. Okay, that's a good way. That's how I learned, because I started out in my coloring as being pretty heavy-handed, and I had to actually train myself to stop doing that. And so that was a good method for learning not to be so heavy-handed. Okay, so now we're going in with the dark indigo. Okay. A bit of heavier pressure in the shadow areas. Okay, and blend it out with 054. Okay, and now Prismacolor white for blending over the highlight. And as you can see, again, I lost some of my color, but I put it back in. And finally, some 007 or dark Naples yellow. Okay, so there we go. We have the first set of leaves, and I'm going to zoom back out. Hold on. Right, so that we can see the whole page. Okay. So that's it. I hope that you find this video helpful in coloring leaves. And once again, I'm going to go off camera and color all the rest of the leaves. And in our next Color With Me, I will do the flowers. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you like this channel, it would be fabulous if you subscribed. So hope to see you soon. Bye.